How do you get 100 grams of protein? Not getting enough protein is one of the 3 reasons you're not losing fat. A negative energy balance, enough protein, and working out with heavy weights are the basics for fat loss. Remember, fat loss and weight loss are not the same thing. With weight loss, you lose everything. You lose both muscles and fat. But for fat loss, you lose fat while maintaining or growing muscle. I am making this series because I have realized protein is a big problem for most people. I have been doing diet audits for people and I have realized that most of them are struggling because of protein. They are not getting enough protein. Some people are getting as low as 50 grams per day. Others are even going below 50 grams per day. And they are expecting to reach their goals. It's impossible. You cannot grow muscles if you're not getting enough protein. At the end of this video, you will get a chance for me to audit your diet for free. But for now, we are going to see how you can get enough protein from beans. Let's go to the kitchen. We are going to attempt to get about 100 grams of protein from yellow beans. According to the chronometer tracking app, 1 kg of yellow boiled beans contain 1440 calories. They also contain 91.6 grams of protein, 148.8 grams of carbohydrates, and 10.8 grams of fat. On the screen, I'm going to show you an equivalent of this information for raw yellow beans. Now we are going to weigh 1 kg of boiled yellow beans. This is a lot of food. As you can see, even if we are trying to get enough protein from beans, we need to understand that beans are not the best sources of protein. The reason for this is these yellow beans contain about 22% protein, 72% carbohydrates, and 6% fats. If our goal is to get about 1600 calories, it means the amount of fat that we're going to use is going to be limited. Remember, the goal is protein. So you need to do as much as you can to make sure you are getting enough protein, or at least you are near the range. We've seen that in our example, we are going to get 92 grams of protein. So we are not going to achieve 100 grams, but 92 is pretty good. The problem is getting this amount of protein from plant sources also comes with a lot of carbohydrates. This means our fats are going to suffer in this example. We will get enough protein, we will get lots of carbohydrates, but to compensate and to avoid overeating the calories that we are going to eat today, we are going to reduce the amount of fat that we are going to eat today. To stay in the 1600 calories range, the amount of fat we are going to use in this example is going to be 20 grams of fat. I know that is very little, but we have no choice. So we've gotten our protein, but at the cost of getting lots of carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are going to make it hard for us to add more fat. So in this case, fat is going to suffer and we are going to reduce it to about 20 grams. Let's measure that. Those are 20 grams of oil. In case you're wondering what is the right oil to use, the answer is it doesn't matter. Since I am not a chef and this tutorial is not about how to cook, let us meet after I am done cooking. The food is ready, so it's time to portion it. Now, how you portion it depends on your goal or your diet structure. Personally, I prefer having 2 meals per day. You can have the number you want. It does not matter. The reason why I like 2 meals per day is because I get to do intermittent fasting during the morning hours, which enables me to have big filling meals later in the day. So I'm going to divide this food into 2 meals, 2 massive meals from 1 kg of boiled yellow beans and 20 grams of fat. These are 1617 calories. We have 91.6 grams of protein, 148.8 grams of carbohydrates, and 30.8 grams of fat. The reason why we are consuming less fat is because the carbohydrates have taken most of the space. And that is the disadvantage of getting your protein from plant sources. Most plant sources contain more carbohydrates than protein. And for you to optimize for that protein, you will have to sacrifice your fats. But that does not matter. You do not need to track carbohydrates and fats very strictly. All you need is to be in a negative energy balance, get enough protein, and work out with heavy weights at the gym. And that's it. In the next example, we are going to use chicken and rice. In this series, we are only talking about protein. But as you can see, we have very many moving parts. Things like a negative energy balance, enough protein, strength training, food choices, food weighing and tracking, troubleshooting, and other things. This is why I'm going to audit your diet for 1 week and give you feedback. I'm going to make a video explaining the things you're doing right, the things you're doing wrong, and the things that you can improve and how to improve those things. Sometimes you are doing everything right, but you just have one challenge or two challenges that are preventing you from achieving your goal. But since you are not an expert in this field, you might not know what is this one thing or two things that are holding me back. I will find out those things that are holding you back for you and guide you forward for free. What you need to do is comment below free audit and we'll start from there.